The test and trials continue for Liquid as we prepare for, well, what could be the final map of the day. It's going to be Mirage between Liquid and Fnatic, and it seems like Fnatic have found that form that we know and love from the Swedes, of course, in the absence of all-star player Olof. Gentlemen, I always like to look for the silver linings for Liquid, and there's no doubt that there will be some. There's no doubt that Liquid probably will not be in such a scary position as Cloud9 on Mirage, where they have conceded what is a record-breaking 28 rounds in a row. Liquid have a little bit more up their sleeve. They've had leadership for longer. This is me pushing, hopefully, for some positivity for Liquid. Give it to me.
I mean, you're... God damn it. I mean, you're looking for those silver linings, but the point is, on the first map, it was Liquid's pick. Fnatic still chose to start as T. Now, on Fnatic's pick, Liquid chose to start as CT, which means that Fnatic being on the T side again, it's down to Liquid's individual players to, you know, step up their game to be able to handle the onslaught of the Fnatic players, and, you know, maybe try and be more mobile. If they see that things aren't working for them, maybe try and push mid, try get some map information, then rotate, take a few risks, because if things continue as they've been so far, it's going to be a quick 2-0 for Fnatic.
Yeah, and that is just because of the individuals, as you were saying. You're suggesting that if it does come down to these duels, Fnatic just in their current form.
You know, when a team plays like Fnatic, they try to brute force their way in, nothing too complex, just, you know, relying on trade kills. Then it's up to the CT players to be able to hold that off, maybe get a kill, pull back, buy time for their team to rotate in and to secure the round once they have the advantage.
And that's kind of the end of the silver linings, I guess, is if those players start delivering on their CT
or if
sides,
they get some good reads, basically.
Yeah, see what Adren can do on towards Mirage. Is this the end of the line for Liquid Blue? We don't have long, but I'm sure it won't take long to tell us all about it.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree with everything Genko said here. It's all going to come down to if the players suddenly start picking up their slack from what we saw in the last game. We just saw very lackluster performances. Everybody flatlined from their earlier performances against C9. And coming into this first map against Fnatic, we really didn't see anything special against them. So unless there's just all of a sudden a huge raising of the bar for essentially everybody except Adren, then yeah, more than likely Fnatic are just going to crush them here, especially because this is going to be a much harder map for them to play on as well. Yeah, even with them getting the CT side start, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a huge advantage for them, as that could lead to a lot of disorganization if Fnatic go for these quick hits. Hey man, we were doubting Optic. We made jokes about Optic, and they managed to push it close. Maybe Liquid
no
can take us to no cigar indeed. Do you know, there's a fun story about where that expression came from. It was from coconut shies. Do you know what they are?
No.
Nope. Well, that's a longer story then. We're not going to do that. Basically, never mind, I'm not going to try and explain coconut shies in 40 seconds. There's no way I'm going to manage that. We'll do it off air. But anyway, it is time. You can see Liquid. Kusa, an individual that we'll be looking forward to seeing just how much more he can deliver, has been rising through the ranks of Liquid recently, and Adren in the center going to be trying to coordinate. Not only has he been picking up frags on Cash, but now he's going to have to do a whole lot more, navigating his team through both CT and T on Mirage. Will this be the final game of the day? That is the question, and the answer is about to be provided by your casting pair. Henry G and Sadakist are standing by to take you through Mirage.
Welcome back, guys. Ready for what Alex has described could be the last map of the day. That's absolutely true. If Liquid don't find a way to respond in so many ways to Fnatic, they are going to be done.
It makes me wonder what the future holds for Liquid as well as a whole. This kind of lineup without Simple, it's not been that convincing for me so far. After getting top 4 of the major, Austin wasn't fantastic, and then we're going into this one. It's looking like it's going to be sparring out of control against Fnatic. Obviously, very difficult prospect, but the current chemistry of this team isn't really doing it for me. It hasn't got that killer instinct, that bite to it that we saw when Simple was part of the lineup. Would you agree?
I mean, that is one of the things that I think perfectly describes Simple. There are many words to describe Simple. There's been many adjectives used on the internet to describe Simple, but Killer Instinct is definitely accurate. He does take it into his own hands. He gets aggressive and definitely, you know, does what he can for his team in those situations, sometimes carelessly, but it is something that can be admired, and a lot of teams do lack. And right now, you're right. I don't see anyone on this team that steps up and makes the play to make ground.
Well, let's see if Liquid can bounce back here. It's going to be Mirage. They will be starting on the CT side, and we're going for 5 sets of armor here. So up against Fnatic, there is some aggressive play from Adren. Does spot Flusher jumping towards the mid boxes there, but here we go, Kusta trying to do something there towards Palace, but gets wrecked by JW, just anticipating that push. And here we go then, 5 on 4. It's going to be a Liege finding a kill back and towards JW.
Adren, spotted though, tried to get into the Nook. inside a connector and catch them off when they ran by, but they spotted him doing so. Elige gets one good shot up a middle, but he's shut down, and Nitro, he gets an underpass though, taps away, and not refrag because Hiko shows up. They don't want to double face, but more importantly, they know that's both players, and therefore, getting the bomb down, far more important. Dennis going to plant it as far open as he can as well.
Towards spawn, and they've got the player towards window as well. So Wenton will be able to get some decent information here. They're listening out for the footsteps and can come behind them. That's the problem here. Let's see what they decide to do. They're going to be looking for this next frag. Got so much work to do here, and like I said, 5 sets of armor, no kits available, and Wenton is listening out. Doesn't get the first shot though. It's Nitro that gets the drop on him.
Yeah, well shot, well struck, but this is where Dennis Plant comes in to save him. They're checking Tetris, they're checking out toward A main, the typical spots, Palace the third that you would often expect, but in this round, in this case, knowing that there was no one at CT spawn, he could easily go toward this position. Here's Dennis on a pistol again, gets around the corner, 31 HP, still alive, but Nitro's still wide. Unfortunately, with no kit, it's just enough for Dennis.
You could see the defuse coming in. That's the only chance they had. Nitro going for the full defuse, trying to be body blocked and hoping he could find that shot with the USP. Didn't happen, and once again, it's Fnatic taking the pistol here. It's Dennis getting 2 frags. He's had a fantastic series so far, and that round's testament to it. And we saw Liquid coming from that underpass area, and it looked like they had a chance there when both players were facing. Had they landed one of those shots, could have been a different story. But Fnatic playing it very cleverly there, making their way back towards the 8th side, planting with CT spawn as well, and just delaying the CT so much. Had so much ground to cover in terms of checking out the bomb side and actually covering every single angle here. So we go to round number 2. And it's going to be a force buy from the CTs. Kusta, the only player not really investing, of course, he's the all-post we said before. So 2 scouts, one of the maps where this can be very effective. Obviously everyone knows about the jumping scout towards the B apartment, as you can see just then. But let's see how Fnatic operate here. 3 SMGs and 2 AKs. Pretty standard stuff for them, just holding up and towards the default right now. And presumably going for that mid control. They have got a ton of utility to work with here.
And Crims would have spotted Nitro's feet through that underpass, or rather Elige's feet, excuse me, with the scout as he walked out toward that middle position. He's going to re-peek it again, but Crim's still there. Doesn't really get much from that, but back to where Horseshoe, that's where the action is going to be, and Elige realizes it late, sees the smokes and flashes being thrown out from that position, and he's going to try and rotate over to window to catch them. Gives Hiko an opportunity with the Deagle as well on Catwalk to try and find one lovely headshot. Oh, nice stack, nice nade as well. That's even worse, as Elige is trapped inside of the window, 17 HP, and has nowhere to run at this point in time with that scout in hand. He can't really make much of this.
Absolutely. And it's going to be Fnatic with 35 seconds remaining. We can see Dennis now with the bomb going towards T-spawn. They will be going towards A here to finish things off. Flusher holding towards middle. I'd assume it's going to be a very basic contact play here. Maybe a couple of flashbangs going over. But there's not really much CTs can do. Adren with the Desert Eagle towards jungle. And it's Elige. He's got the scout but low HP. Won't be having the confidence to go for the full phase. He could just spot one player going towards connector though. So maybe he can do something with this. It has to be a headshot. 3 shots come in. And Elige finds the kill on towards Dennis as well. This becomes viable as the bomb has been dropped 10 seconds. Getting a bit uncomfortable for the terrorists.
Positioning, oh, just missing out. The crosshair placement was almost dead on when he came around just slightly high and right. Good shots from Nitro, though. Giving them a chance because Hiko's picked up an equalizing kill, 2 for him now in the round. He's got an AK to work with, the bomb down and no kit. It's a similar situation, exact same positioning this time for Venton as it was for Dennis in the last round. Something in my head wanted to say Olaf. It's like his spirit is still here, isn't it?
Well, Hiko does what he can now. A little tap towards the bomb, but Venton playing this very well. He spots him out and rips that off with the UMP as well. Drops a Molotov on towards that bomb as well. He knows it's very unlikely the CTs have kits here. So another 7 seconds, he can actually delay the defuse coming in. And then at that point, can just play the game. Hiko in an unwinnable situation there, really. 2-0 for Fnatic. And we go to round number 3 after the force buy for Liquid. They will be on a full eco here. So this is getting from bad to worse, really. They really wanted a good start to kind of revitalize themselves and get them into this second map. If you are just joining us, it was a bloodbath on Cash. 13-2 first half, or 16-5 overall. Flushing now just at the PT-50. He's going to spot a few players pushing out towards middle. Misses his flashbang here, so there's given an opportunity to push towards him. Listening to the footsteps. Gets the first one, but he's surely he's going to be dropped there. There it is. Gets one for the souvenir as well.
Effectively, he goes 2 for 1 because the Dren gets him back down, but that's so much information that they're up in the top of the middle that they can walk into B, waltz into B. And JW does a pirouette out toward Catwalk as well with the Mac 10. Oh, if he taps from here. Oh, yes, why not?
Want to get any other dance moves in there?
I don't really know how to dance, Henry. Do you?
Oh, yeah, you haven't seen me dance.
I actually have.
When?
You're not as good as...
The DJ Night DreamHack.
Yep, you're not as good as DDK, though, don't worry.
I've got some very interesting videos. Maybe one day we'll do a charity thing, I can release them.
Charity thing?
Yeah, I think if we get enough donations, we can release them. Something like that. Because it is pretty pretty devastating to my life if those two get released on the internet.
I can't think of a possible charity by which that money would be wanted, but okay. Blood money it is.
Yeah. Well
Flush
then.
is going to keep that Mac 10 as well to try and build up his economy.
Well, it's a similar situation in Cash. Liquid go into the first round, no AWPs, no kits, no head armor, and very little nades as well. This is the problem. This is why a lot of these teams, I say to them, if you're the lesser team going into these rounds, you want to give yourself actual money to build with, have some foundations on the round. It's going to be such a difficult affair. This is when they can get into that serious rut and see Fnatic with massive map control so early on. They got themselves towards ladder room as well. Dennis has been so pivotal. Oh my god. Get wrecked, Ego.
Just
what can you say about that one? That's
so perfect. That is so perfect. Like, it's nice to see from Venton as well because, again, he's the stand-in. He's a temporary player on this roster. As much as anything, this is a time to showcase himself, create a brand and awareness for those in the scene.
yeah, he's
who wanna know
obviously
about him.
he knows it's not going to be forever, but he wants to.
Oh, who would say no, though, right? I mean, obviously,
Obviously.
if you're on NIP, if you're on another team that's trying to compete and make gains forward, God sent even, you may not do it. But for a guy like Venton who was on, Cadian's team, nice shots from Nitro. This gets back into a contest here, though.
Yeah,
I mean, who would say no to that?
absolutely.
Extreme preparation, that's the word I was looking for. Regardless, though, this now is finally an advantage for Team Liquid on the first gun round as Nitro
Got this.
gets 3 big kills and better
What?
positioning. That is a huge whiff, though. Elige needed to hit that shot. JW staying alive, and more importantly, Flusha busts out. They get out the window because it's a Mac 10 midair, and this was a sure done conclusion. This round was over. It was signed, sealed, and all but delivered, and it may not ever get that far now because it's onto Adren.
I can't
The
believe
M4
it.
flashed out. He's going to lose his vision. Does tag up Flusha enough that if he sprayed through and re-peeked, he would have gone down, but it's a single bullet onto both remaining players. Time gone. JW closes it. Oh, Elige is going to be shooting himself on that one.
If we can get a replay of that, please give me have a look at it. No problem if we can't, but still, Elige. That's just JW kind of summarized in one clip, really, isn't it? One kill. It looked like Elige had all the time in the world to land that shot, and somehow, I kind of felt it at the pit of my stomach. I thought, he's not going to get away with this. Somehow JW's going to get the kill, and that was so important. That lost in the round, and this is where they go into the eco situation. It's going to be 5-0. Oh, God. That was not something you see every day, man, I have to say. But it is something you see quite often from JW.
Nitro's going to start to push right now into... I mean, Elige is normally one of the consistent players in those situations.
It's not like he even did anything that wrong, to be honest. Like, even though he
just
whiffed a
didn't
little
hit his
bit,
shot. Yeah,
most
it was
players
a
are not
good
going to turn
reaction.
around and do that.
It was a good reaction. There's no question. But with a back turn, you'd expect it.
Yeah, like, he hadn't checked that position. Like, he had a good 2 or 3 seconds. The first few shots were a whiff, but still, he should be getting away with the kill regardless. It was just JW. That's the inhuman reactions coming in, I guess.
There it is. There's the reference.
Yeah.
They've cleared out middle again, Fnatic in this round. Smoke off at the top of connector. Crims can get in position to see above it as he gets on top of the box, clears out the stairwell, just all but the corner now to clear. As they do have 3 players pushed up inside of the A site. Team Liquid, and it's Adren that's the closest onto that A main position. Good shot, though, from Nitro again to start things off. Takes down Dennis. That drops the bomb at the corner. It's easily regrabbable for Flusha, but he does have to expose himself slightly to that Deagle in order to do so. And more importantly, they brought over Hiko to support that, to confront that and make it more awkward for that to happen. So Crims can get the kills he likes in A, but they still have a situation developing on this B site. Good shot onto Kusta. Hiko's low on HP, but he is going to take one more down. Tries desperately to pick up the rifle. It was far too tempting. And having lost Nitro in the back of the site to Venton, who busted out late from the apartments, Elige is effectively holding off the site once more because bomb's grabbed. And it's just JW to go plant it. Not even going to reface that.
Yeah, not really much Elige can do here. CZ in hand. 55 HP. 3 terrors to find. Make it 2, though, as he does land the headshot towards JW. So Crims has finished things off, but there it is. It's 5-0. Maximum loss bonus achieved now for the CT, so they will have a very decent buy here for the first time. And they can go double AWP if they wanted to. There it is. So yeah, Nitro going with the AWP, and we'll see how they decide to approach this situation. I'd assume one AWP towards the B apartments and then one towards A, maybe towards that Palace area, try and find the first pick. Once again, with this kind of rut, you want to maybe take the game towards Fnatic a little bit, don't allow them to have full control of every single possible area. Here we go, then number 6. Kusta watching towards that lower ramp. We have got a little bit of aggression coming in here towards that area as well. It's going to be a Adren pushing in.
Boost. You can't jump from the low side, bro. That's a good shot from Kusta. Forward stance, and look at the distraction that it creates. Adren is able to take down Dennis. On top of that, Kusta's having an absolute lights out round. as he gets JW'd looking back toward Palace. That's 2 players low, and then 1 as he swaps angles and positions, and this has to be it. I'm not going to call it done yet because...
It is done. It's done. I'll call it. I'll allow it.
You were the risk taker. You were the one that played Russian roulette out of the 2 of us.
Did I?
That never happened. I'm kidding.
Okay.
The deer hunter over here.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Flusher 5-on-1 and Akusta stepping up massively there. He seems to be finding his confidence now. Like, as I said, they need to take the game towards Fnatic. Can't allow them to do full execute and have defaults, so they're getting map control like we saw in the first gun round. Scooter going aggressive, has a Dren to fall back on him as well. He's the life support. And they get a bomb down here, smoking it off. And Flusher shouldn't have any ground for this round. The good news is for Liquid as well, they're going to keep all 5 players alive here. Surely, there it is, Kusta finishes things off. He gets his 4th kill of the round. Very impressive stuff from him, especially that shot towards the Palace as well. Very efficient stuff, and like I said, 5 players alive. That's the important storyline here, because even if they do lose this round, they still have money to invest into the round after, so it should be okay after this. But 5-1, Fnatic still have tons of cash. They'll be going with 5 AK. Oh, I say 5 AKs. Flush is actually on a Mag 10, so okay. Even after 5 rounds in a row, it's not the best situation for them. Number 7 comes in. Double Orbs still alive, of course, for Liquid.
Go around to the corner quickly. In toward the ladder room, important position to hold, and they're pushing quickly. 1 goes by, doesn't land the shot, and that's a big miss from Hiko. Another missed opportunity for Liquid as well, because they've given up that catwalk position and part of the B site, but a very good response from both Elysian and Dren, and they still have this locked down. It's basically a full rotation, straight up brawl on this B site. Light Smoke's going to limit Nitro's positioning inside that bench, which does allow them in toward the site. Elysian can't spot through it, but the bomb is the one that's out toward catwalk, and it can't cross. It is the one thing that was shut down temporarily, mind you, because now that the smoke's in play, they can get it closer. That gun barrel. Oh, he had to have seen that. Crims, he didn't. It's overlooked, but Dennis finds the shot. Regardless, Kusta's going to drop him down. Bomb's still in play, though. And Dennis is going to drop it down at this exact moment. Dies immediately, though, and Liquid will get the back-to-back rounds, avoiding that reset.
It's been a lot of whiffs over the CTs, but they do manage to hold on just about there. The double orbs and the retake did make things problematic, but they are hitting the shots. Kusta once again finding 2. And it was Dennis making things problematic. He found 3 kills in that round, but still getting the bomb down. Still gives Fnatic an opportunity to buy into this if they wanted to. It wouldn't be the best buy. Maybe 3 AKs and a couple of Tech 9s to see what they decide to do. They are going to be forcing it. There it is. So 3 AKs, 2 Desert Eagles. Desert Eagle on Mirage can be very effective indeed. Even challenging towards that mid window, can find headshots there. It's going to be Flusher going for exactly that. Let's see if we can get anything from this. We're not going to be eliminating that procedure for now, though. So surely Nitro can take a couple of players down here. It's going to have them in a contact position. This is the shot, though. Oh, he actually hit it.
Oh, that was nuts.
Did he hit it?
Yeah, he did. I think it was through the top of the wall, though, so it's only 51 that remains on JW. But he's inside a Molotov that was thrown out late. He goes down to 32. This is even better still, jumping up in that position as well. This time it's Liquid that actually gets a little bit of luck, but unfortunately it's not quite the same that, scarred them for life.
Indeed. Well, the bomb will be planted as well. This is where things get problematic. Double orb set up, but Hiko does find the kill towards Flusher. Now they need to work together, use the utility correctly. 2 players towards short, 2 in kitchen, but they're going to be smoked out. So still an opportunity for Nance to capitalize here with the AKs.
Nitro trying to find that shot through the wall up toward the apartments. Ooh. Those smokes that went out in both the doorway and the window. Look how easily it's allowed Fnatic to get in a better post plant. The problem is now that they're getting the kills, they're laid in. It's Nitro with 2, and Kusta follows it up with a CZ. This double op setup pays dividends. And it's a defuse again. 5-3 now as they get 3 in a row for Team Liquid on the CT side.
They're being quite disciplined here in the retakes here, Liquid, actually making sure they've got positional control towards short and kitchen as well, not forcing the issue and pushing through smokes, actually allowing them to have the number advantage and hitting the AWP shots here. It's Kusta and Nitro actually being pretty efficient here, especially Kusta. He's impressed me a lot on Mirage so far. That's actually going to be 3 rounds in a row for Liquid here. Now, I was going to say they've probably broken the economy of Fnatic, but they keep planting and getting fragged as well, so there's going to be another force with 3 rifles, 2 pistols. One of those rifles is a Galil, and it's a change of setup here. Hiko going towards short with a Dren, and quite aggressive here as well. Player towards connector, so they're going to try and deny the mid control coming in from the terrorists, but they're going for a set piece put towards A by the looks of things, considering where they've put their players so far. Dennis and Crims with the rifles. Just holding up for now, waiting for that smoke to dissipate, and potentially just a flash going over and going to try and find the first kill, but once again the AWPs are waiting for them. Kusta, as you can see on the screen right now.
Kusta just fires into that, hoping to get a little bit lucky. Fires it at the tightest possible angle he could. Lee's playing sandwich. Overlooked, brilliant position. Considered, you're done for. Molotovs trapped in, crossfire set from Palace, someone coming over top, you name it. It's very hard to get out of if they get any information. He's going to sit there, though. He's going to try and play this on the edge of the smoke. Kusta needs to stay in position to grab the attention. Does get one. He may get more than that. Dennis comes over the top. It's a little bit late. JW goes low, down to 12 HP. Good nade to follow it up. So that damage from Elige is actually considerable in this situation, as Dennis can't cross over yet either. They don't have smokes. They don't have anything. This is just contact play for Fnatic trying to get in position.
This is good though from the Seeds, not giving them anything to work with, and just denying the Fnatic players to even have duels here is perfect. This is Nitro waiting towards short with the AWP. It's more than viable for him to face. This is great. Comes to the 14-second mark as well. No bomb being planted yet. It's a lot of pressure being applied to Fnatic. Need to find something, but just being denied all over the place. Dennis finds a kill towards Nitro, but there it is. The rest of the CT's face at the same time, and that's actually very impressive from Liquid. Not panicking in that situation, just denying any sort of entries to the bomb site there. So Fnatic there, forcing once again, and having the 3 rifles. They smoked up. There's a little cheeky one-way smoke from JW trying to use towards CD spawn, but as like I said, well, like you said, Elige does find one, it does decent damage, and then allows him to get the grenade kill. And at that point, they're just waiting for the plant to come in, which wasn't possible. So actually, broken the economy finally.
Yep.
Fnatic. Going to be just Eagles here.
Face from Kusta needs to be a little bit cautious of these Deagles. Good first shot off, but a re-peek from Nitro. This double up setup, he's also missed one. That puts him low, and Venton's going to hit the shot over top of the wall. So they still need to be a little bit careful here, as losing 1 AWP. Hiko needs to go over and watch it to babysit that weapon. Follow up from Kusta, swift though. Flusha now falls. It's just JW and Venton left. I suppose I should say JV and Venton. Going to go all out with that.
I guess he does refer to himself as JW.
I know, if you say the letter, it's still W, but
yeah,
it's pronounced. So we could call him Jive.
Jive. But are we sure it's pronounced Ja in Swedish?
Java.
Yeah, yes, that's better.
Yeah,
that's
Java.
Java. Yeah, we'll go with that from now on. Just confuse everyone.
Well, we've already established how to say Scream's name correctly, so...
No, do not do that.
I knew you were going to say
Please,
that.
anything but that.
Oh,
this is good.
That face. JW comes out worse for wear, but that was a straight-up draw. A Western-style draw as they both try to get the initial shot in. And it's going to go the way of Fnatic, though, once these kills come in place. It's very low HP on the 3 players right now on the Fnatic side.
What?
Great shot from Nitro. Reads where Crims is because he saw the nade thrown.
That was lovely from Nitro. Just a desperation shot, but it works out. And now a 3-on-2, and like you said, Flush and JW are going to be very low on HP indeed, but that was actually quite nice from Liquid, changing things up. 3 players towards mid-aggressive. Did lose the initial exchanges, but still have a chance here. It's Nitro towards our B side, and that's where confrontation is looking like it will be coming in. We have got another terrorist towards the A side. That's JW with the orb, just scouting out there, but nothing there whatsoever. So maybe he'll give the call to his teammates that they potentially need to fall back here. Kusta behind them.
This is perfect for Kusta. Fires early, but the damage is on. It's enough. This is how low the... Oh, that nade. That's it.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Of course I'm sorry. I'm Canadian. But that could have been it right there for Venton. Bomb's still down in this position. He has to face. What a shot, though. What an absolutely brilliant shot as he takes down Kusta.
That's kind of sick from Winton. This guy can play him up. I think it's been established.
I'm a fan. Let's put him on a team with Pauf, and everything will be good.
Who is your pal? He's an American guy.
Akis.
That's it, yeah. Or Canadian maybe, I don't know.
Nah, I think he is American.
Cool, yeah. Yeah, we'll make a super team. The fanboy team. But yeah, 1 HP, and looked like Kusta had that kill completely dead to rights, but somehow he hits that shot. Godlike stuff, and it's going to be Fnatic finding their first round in 5 as we go to round number 12 here. Still the double eco setup, double orb setup from the CTs, Adren and Kusta, of course. Not Nitro this time. Which must make more sense. Obviously, Adren's normally a secondary author.
Yes, 100% true. Yeah, I mean, it's actually quite rare to see the Nitro go toward it. He's done it a few times. He's been comfortable on it. It's situational entirely, and it's up to him, I assume, to say if he's comfortable using it, given the style of the game that he's faced with. But yeah, I mean, this is the more expected setup of these AWPs. Nitro's inside this window position with M4. Oh, timing. He looked at the top of jungle. There was no push through, but Dennis is on top of the easel waiting for the move to be made from Nitro, and he's going to consider the angle, does read it correctly, good headshot.
Yep, so Nitro goes under 46 HP, but they have got the man advantage here. Fnatic don't really have much to work with just yet. 3 players towards middle. Got a passive hold from the CTs overall. And in terms of utility remaining, Fnatic only have 1 smoke and 2 flashbangs, so need to find a frag here, really. Looks like an A split will be coming in with Wenton in the inner path, as they edge themselves towards the A side as well. But Elise and Adren holding there with the M4 and AWP. Adren shouldn't lose his vision here unless they do that same smoke close towards the lower ramp. But JW with the AWP, you assume he's going to try and face this. 20 seconds remaining though, need to start moving.
So Legion Firebox, JW, good shot, really good shot onto Adren, and they've already figured this out. Flush has gone Tetris. They know Elise is there. Oh, did he know he overlooked it? He sprayed into it, but now they can't do anything about this. He can't find the refrag. More importantly, Venton's going to pick up 2 as Nitro goes down. You're right, though, no plant, and Hiko's done it enough. Oh, that's even better! He kills them both after the time. That's so much money lost.
You're absolutely right.
That's huge from Hiko.
If you're wondering what Matt's talking about, if you do kill players after the round has ended and no bomb has been planted, you get 0 cash going to the next round. So that's massive. So he gets to get away with that one. You can see them kind of reacting to
They're
this
like
as well.
in spawn, like, let's just use this as a timeout. We just got wrecked.
Yeah, but the CTs especially, they know, okay, these guys definitely can't afford buying into this round. Let's get a couple of MP9s here, farm some cash up. And yeah, you're absolutely right. This is a chance now. Have Glocks and just kind of discuss what has happened. It's almost it's something we used to see from Existence actually in Berry games. This is one he was famed for, and instead of using his tactical pause, the official pause, you can just use one of these around your full eco and just try and hold up and discuss in towards T-spawn. But it's going to be Elise pushing into that area, finds his first kill with the MP9, and he wants a little bit more out of this.
This is one of those ones you see in matchmaking, like you're in warm-up almost, like
Everyone's AFK and
checking your aim, like what are they still doing there?
Yeah.
I mean, this is smart. Like you said, they know they can't buy, so they go for these SMGs, but action resumes, and it's toward middle. Fnatic will take things, Deagle in hand, obviously discussing things as what just happened. Potentially you would expect for the next round, but if they can find a couple kills here, this is always a possibility as well. Good early damage done. Dennis going to follow that up as well, taking down Nitro with a good Deagle shot. Still the man advantage, though, for Liquid. It flushes on 34 HP. Dennis is going to pick up a gun here, though. He can just make this cross comfortably. Spots Kusa. He's not going to commit to it because of that alone. That M4, it's tempting. And he'll go make contact on Connector instead, force Kusta back, and that will allow Flusha to grab it instead. Oh, nicely done. That's the nade Kusta needed.
Absolutely, that definitely works. And Flusha has got the M4 in hand here. He might go towards window as well, so could find a kill on towards the lead, which he does, of course. And now it's a 3-on-2. The 15 seconds remaining. Surely CT can't give this one away, and they get a headshot onto Dennis as well. That's going to be the round over as we hit the 10-second mark. Just trying to find any sort of frag they can, though. And so get one more. And there it is. The round's over. Hiko once again finishing things off from short. And luckily this time Fnatic die before the round's over. So they do get a little bit more cash, of course. And we go into round number 14. It's actually Liquid taking the advantage here. 7-6 in their favour. And considering what we saw in the first map, I didn't think I'd be saying that. So this is a great recovery.
Great recovery, decent recovery indeed. I mean, this is now a game. This started off very slow.
Even on this map, yeah, they were 5-0 down. And they brought it back to 7-6. So very well played from Liquid here. And the series definitely isn't over just yet. So we go to round number 14. It's another 4-spy from Fnatic. 3 rifles, a Deagle, and a Tech 9. So a little bit of aggression here towards the Palace area. We've got Booster getting dropped though by Crims. Actually gives the AWP over towards JW. Not a man you want to be gifting that weapon to.
Ren inside of the site that does battle from the offside of Firebox, and it works out because it gets the kill onto Crims. Vent then again finds 2, so he's putting up decent numbers personally speaking. The problem is in a lot of rounds, it's the ones they've been losing. They haven't been able to secure. It's a little bit late as he seems to walk into the site. I'm not necessarily shoveling blame onto him, but unfortunately it's situations that aren't winnable where he's finding the kills.
Last round of the first half here, and of course it's going to be Fnatic forcing into this one. Don't really have any other options. Scout, Galil, AK, 2 pistols. And of course brought a lot onto this in Mirage, but it has worked a couple of times. But Flusha, lovely shot from him. I'm not really sure what happened there. Kusta, was he trying to jump down or face? It seems like he got caught with his pants down a little bit there. But man advantage towards Fnatic. And JW edging in towards the A site here. There's actually very little presence from the CTs. This is a great opportunity. Flusha finds going towards the lead. Why is he not dead?
That is insanity. That is insanity. Nitro does another situation, and look at the result. He's able to go in the window. Adren goes down. They kill him. And that's 3 players that, 2, excuse me, because he did find 1 before the kill would have been done, but it would have been 2 players still alive. And with that kill from Hiko, this would now be a 3-on-3 situation. Hiko's going to make it back a little bit closer. It's 1 versus 3, what was 1 versus 5. Missing shot from JW, and Hiko gets another chance to do further damage, takes JW down to 46, but that is absolutely haunting.
Yeah, that smoke's going to make things even more problematic here. He just has a flash through over the best. Does make it to the stairs, but JW takes him down. And you have to say, even though Nitro's top fragging for his team, that round, it felt like he should have been picking up the kill. I don't think they would have won the round regardless, but still, it was an opportunity to get a couple of kills in the bag at least. And there it is, 8-7. Liquid do win the half after going 5-0 down. So credit where credit's due, Matt. That's still impressive for them to get this scoreline. Fnatic on the chase now as we go into the second half. They'll be switching over to the CT side. I'm believing a little bit, you know?
Totally. I mean, this is Mirage and Liquid's very competent on this map. It's been a slow start, limiting them to, in the time that they got their 8 rounds, though, only 2. I mean, that's pretty good against a team like Fnatic. The problem is every round counts. And as we know in situations such as Katowice, when they're playing Luminosity in the final, you give them a chance back into the game, and it's only a matter of time. It's one of those, when you play Fnatic, granted, they've got Venten, and you almost have to be perfect. As soon as you make the mistake, they're going to capitalize. Rounds underway. I'm not sure why we're still on the teams here, because it is Pistol going toward B. Liquid going to be jumping in first. Venten's already gone passive in this position, so they should get a free bomb plant out of this. And just to highlight the point about making those mistakes the last round, and not only that, the one with the Legion side cupboard, yes, they're good reactions with JW, but the last one's going to haunt them even more. That could have been a potential, 9-6 or 10-5 scoreline. As Flusha, though, and Dennis are going to get good kills on this retake, and Venten closes it out in style. All headshots reading in the obituary.
It's a pretty simple play there from Liquid. A smoke towards the kitchen area, and this flashbang goes over. Get the bomb down towards B, as you said. It was a gifted plant with the retake for Fnatic. So strong with these pistols, especially those USPs, every single time. Decent retake comes in, and just get completely wrecked as they come into the bomb side there. There's the replay of Wenton holding up strong. There's a smoke of flashbangs coming over, and it's our first kill coming in. And it just seems like Liquid didn't really stand a chance, but they do get the bomb down. So next round they will be at the AK-47s. And the next buy doesn't really reflect that so far. 3 SMGs and 2 rifles. Let's see what kind of round they can bring to the table with some P250s and Desert Eagles. Let's see if they can get another plant here. That'd be absolutely fantastic. That's a devastating grenade onto the feet of a Dren. He goes down to 14 HP. And he's getting wrecked here because he's going to be stuck out of position, but Cubbyhole will save him for a little bit longer.
Dren on the 14 HP. Try and hold the angle in toward the site in case anyone gets careless. Nearly gets caught as he fades through the smoke. Flush up. One bullet would have easily taken him down in that situation.
Well, looks like Liquid will be trying to shove their way towards the B site here. Nitro still has the bomb and T-spawn though, so not going to be reacting just yet. Maybe just looking for the first pick with the Deagle, boosting up and seeing if they can spot anyone towards that van area. Not meant to be for now, but here comes Nitro with the bomb. So momentarily, they'll do the force play into the side. It's up to Wenton to find him with this UMP, but forget that, Flusha. The big brother comes in and saves the day.
Well, and then I think Venten thankfully, it's just a flash, because that could have been the end of a Dren quite quickly. It still maybe as he gets into the site yet. Doesn't even get that far. Flusha, flipping the edge of the wall, will get Kusta. Follow that up. It's a 4K for him as he finds Hiko as well. Pretty straightforward. Not much to report, Henry, as you would say.
Someone would say that. I'm not sure it's me. But still, round number 18. This should be the force buy from Liquid. It's going to be AKs and body armor as well. A little bit of utility. You can see a couple of smokes there, a couple of flashbangs. And this is a massive advantage for them in terms of firepower on Mirage. They've got AKs across the board, and like I said, Fnatic still with 3 SMGs, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of playstyle they go for. Big round here for both teams. Liquid can win this and start getting himself back into the second half. It'll be fantastic for them, and Nitro does make his way towards Connector, undetected as well. He could actually be so dangerous in this position. He's still not aware. And this is the first shot, but Kusta makes up for it. There it is. The entry to the bomb site. And that should be the round over at this stage. Not really much Crims can do there in City Spawn, and not a single kill found for Fnatic yet. So, round over. Very nice stuff, very simple. Fast A split comes in and just catches Fnatic out of position.
Yeah, very well done from Liquid again. A situation where the first gun round looks good this time, unlike the last one where it was that JW reactions round. And convert this one to a win. Elige this time getting Venten just to make sure they do exactly that. Flusha will save the M4 in an unwinnable situation. Money as it sits. Could force out around it, but not ideal. Actually, I take that back. I mean, they're going to get 14 on this. They can get 14 on top of Dennis. They can easily get Famas's out. Actually, JW will be in an alright position as well.
Yeah, the fact he's got an M4 and they get the $400, they definitely can buy. It'll be like Famuses or maybe a shotgun. And with the M4, that's just going to be a little bit too tempting because Flusher can obviously drop a weapon as well. So they will be going for this. So UMP, it's actually not too bad.
I thought they might go more... I mean, the drop onto Crims does let him bring out some decent utility, but I thought they might go more FAMASes on someone like Dennis. Fenton obviously goes UMP, but just to get a little bit more utility on the CT side.
Yeah, the lack of head armor is not a problem against a 5 AK, so this is perfectly acceptable. It's going to be some aggressive play coming in here. It's going to be Dennis going up first, and he has flashbang a couple of terrorists there, but they're going to be falling back effectively, and he's going to be dropping as well. He finds a kill towards the lead, but Kusta deals with him. 4 on 3 now, still in favour of Liquid. This will be a huge round for them to win. It will break the economy of Fnatic here, so let's see what they can do. Already done some great work and be edging towards the B side now. It's going to be Nitro coming in first and Flusher to defend.
Smoke out.
There's a missed smoke.
It was a missed smoke, but it actually nearly bottom time. What it actually does, though, in truth, is give Kusta an entry into the site. They refrag onto it. He goes out toward middle. He should be able to cut off rotations. They elect to do so. They're going to go back through window instead. That's the smarter play, and Kusta's going to take down Crims. JW does find the last remaining player in Hiko. Either way, it's a lost cause, and he's going to bail out. Another save coming in from Fnatic of a single gun. But that forced buy, this time they're going to get 1,900 on 3 digits of economy. It's going to be not something that's really an option.
Agreed. And it's Liquid there with the passive default to kick things off, holding towards T-spawn, and it's Kusta finding 3 frags. Dennis going in first, did find the kill towards the Liege, but as soon as they spot that aggression coming in, focus their efforts towards B, and that missed smoke gave them a decent opportunity towards the site, made the entry kills, got it planted. In fact, they didn't really have much movement into the site there. Retake just wasn't possible. Going to round number 20 now. Liquid once again with the advantage, 10-9. And we'll see what kind of buys coming in. JW does save an AK, and it looks like the rest of his teammates will just be getting 5.7s and PT50s, and Quentin not investing at all. This is going to be Liquid getting 11-9 here, surely. You've assumed more of the same. Defaults, and see if they can spot anyone. It's going to be a little bit more aggressive towards B store. B apartment, sorry.
Big face from Venton now. The thing is, JW's got this lineup for the pop flash. Pops it out perfectly. Can't find the angle, though. Does manage 1 out of it, which you would have expected, surely, but there was a chance for 2.
Well, let's see if JW can do anything more with this. It's going to be aggressive, of course, and drops his AK down as he tries to recover the secondary one. That's actually pretty smart, and he gets away as well, so this actually becomes problematic for Liquid now. 2 Fnatic players with AKs in their hand, and still a lot of work to do.
They're very smart about little things like that, little details, JW, because sure, yes, he got away with getting that other AK, but if he goes down, it's 2 lost instead of just 1 that was already down. So small detail, but good team play, because now they've got a chance to utilize them. And JW still has armor. Keep that in mind as well, as Nitro's going to clear the corners into the underpass. Bomb's still inside of the apartments right now, so they could actually just try and go for the boost and split back to B. And he's not a wholehearted commitment at this point, but they are soon going to figure out that due to this timing and just slight aggression toward that mid position, they've caused the rotation, because Fnatic are inside of their own heads and guessing that that's the most likely situation, having not seen them back at the B site, especially where they've had the first pick over there.
Time ticking away now, and it's going to be Liquid edging towards that B side. Fully open, of course. The risk not working out for Fnatic there. They went all in. But the problem, it's still okay, right? Even though they lose around, they will be saving these 2 AKs, and that just helps boost the economy going to the next round. So it's not a problem. It was an all-in move, but Liquid can probably breathe easy at this point. Only 2 AKs were available for the CTs, but it's not going to be running into them for now, at least. Maybe next round.
Crims wants exits, wants more guns. That water on the wall looks so delicious. On that note, Henry, I'm going to mute and take a drink of my water.
You do that, as you can see now. Fnatic, especially Dennis, looking for some exit kills here. Does do a little bit of damage towards Hiko, but not going to find the kill just yet. And they'll be hoping that someone gets a little bit too audacious for the American side, but does be holding up. Don't want to give anything away here. Getting quite a considerable lead here now. 11-9. And the money's still not fantastic for Fnatic, but the 2 AK save does help. And it'll be interesting to see whether they do go for an AWP. Flusher could drop one, but he wouldn't have any armor, so it's presumably just going to be having 5 rifles here. There it is. They have got utility and kits, so Not the end of the world, but that's when Fnatic really get rolling and then get that AWP and start having that freestyle around the map and finding those first picks.
Nico's going to lurk into Palace, try and get the information on the A side. Crimson Dennis have already pushed to A main. With a smoke onto him so that he can't catch them on return. And then it's just a face play over on B to try and get information and see if they can find a pick. No mid pressure from Liquid.
Well, they're taking a ton of damage here as well. Adrenaline and Kusta have gone down to around 30 HP each.
The problem is that if they have to fall back off this early damage without having any information and probing of middle, Hiko hasn't found anything on A. That smoke has been redressed as well on top of that Palace position, and Dennis and Crims are so far forward, he can't figure out exactly where they are inside of the site. So there's really not a lot to work with for Liquid. And Bomb's still over with Adren at B, but this all comes down to what Elige and Nitro can do inside of mid.
Well, they will be edging their way out towards Shorter as well. That smoke does protect them as they look into a B split here potentially as well. Hiko towards the Palace area on the A side. He'll be going in for some aggro play, trying to take away some sort of the attention from them with Wenton. He gets first kill towards Elige, that's towards the short area as well. Two players in towards the B apartment, and you can see Fnatic sticking together here, making sure they're locking down the terrorists. But there it is, the kills come in, and now they've got a real opportunity to get the bomb down here. But Flusher, the last line of defense.
That was actually quite impressive that they pulled this off. Liquid. Nice shots from Fnatic, though. They pulled the round pack. Flusher gets two. Bomb goes down. It's down to the one-on-one. As Adren and Flusher are going to face off against each other. Bomb inside of the site in 20 seconds for Adren to make this move. He's so low on HP, though, and Flusher's gotten the movement. He's snuck over toward the bench position. I'm very impressed Liquid found those 3 kills in succession because the play at mid was quite good. Like you said, they had that smoke out to cover them from connector. They were committed. They were aggressive. There was no hesitation from Nitro and Elige, but then as soon as that first kill came in from Venton, they froze up.
Yeah, absolutely. But Hiko could have been so massive there, unable to have any real impact. But the 1 versus 1 comes in, and it's Flusher looking so strong, manages to get the 3-on-1 in his favour. And we go into round number 22. AWP back onto Kusta, but if this is what I'm talking about. As soon as JW gets rolling, this is when they become a different sort of animal. Smoke comes in towards window. That takes him out of the equation just for now. But we'll be going fast towards that connector. Nitro needs a charge here, but JW and Crims finding the first 2 frags. Dre charming in, but Dennis quickly shuts him down, and JW with a free kill in front of him. Does he decide to go for this one? Of course he does. Misses it, though.
It's huge. JW gets it on the second try.
Okay,
that's impressive. Perhaps more so that he was given a second chance. Oh, they're going to greet each other. It's another quick kill for JW.
Okay.
11-11, Henry. Kitty plays games, says you have to make a wish.
I saw that. Why is she getting involved?
Because it was 11-11 in her time zone.
Oh.
And it was a thing.
I was wondering why is she coming in with that? Just
calling you out. Calling you out.
Well, there we go. That makes more sense. Anyway. It is 11-11. You're absolutely right. And that lead has been diminished. It's not going to be a force buy here from Liquid. They're going to be going in with some Tech 9s, P250s, and the Desert Eagle. That's it. Nitro's got the head armor. He's feeling a little bit flush. He still has considerable cash here, so that's fine, I guess. Wants to see what he can do with that Desert Eagle. 1 smoke, and they're going to have 4 players towards the Palace as well. So presumably there's smoke towards CT spawn, and then trying to rush to the sites. And there it is. 1 smoke comes in. That's just about to get the plant down. 1 flash will come over from Kusta, and they're going to swarm. Great shot from Nitro. That armor paying off.
Paying off dividends as well, though, with JW. Gets the shot into him regardless. There's no stopping an AWP. It doesn't matter how thick your Kevlar is. And Dennis is going to find 2 of his own. Good position from Kusta, though, as he did manage to take advantage of his situation and the distractions to get up toward Tetris. Now, question is, how lovable is this AWP? And how worth it is it to hold? Like, that's such a good position, though. He's so triangulated and cordoned off.
How lovable are you, Matt?
Not very.
I would agree. But I've
got a face only a mother could love. And thankfully, I Skyped my mother this morning, and she still loves me, Henry.
Does she?
I haven't seen her in a while, but yes, she does.
Saw her at the major?
Yeah, that's the last time, well, the day after when I went home. Last time I saw them.
Lovely lady. Anyway, 12-11. Liquid unable to make that round work, of course. It was just an eco. There's a pause coming in here. Tactical from Liquid, so they have got cash here to buy AWPs. It's going to be a full buy, of course, and they are starting to allow Fnatic back into this one. They've got the lead actually at the moment, 12-11. And let's see what kind of buy they bring to the table here. I haven't seen much orbing for them on the T side so far. I'm sure Kusta want to bring it out and see whether we can work those first picks. It's been bottom side B that's been most successful for them. We'll see where that rings true going into round number 24. It's been quite a back and forth game here. Cash was a complete run over Fnatic, and it looks like Liquid have got a serious chance of taking this one, but this round's definitely important. There's a good chance to take the pause here and just work out what's going to be the best pause to call here. But the thing is, well, I always say this, Fnatic get a chance now to have the pause themselves. I know Liquid's probably going to be adjusting their play, maybe going for a set piece, a little bit something different here, deciding what's going to be the best move for them. And this is where they could go hyper-aggressive themselves. They could push 3 people in towards lower ramp, for example, or push up towards middle, send an orb aggressively towards a B opponent. So don't just expect Fnatic to sit back and allow whatever idea Liquid have in this pause to actually come into fruition. I don't see it happening. Do you see it happening?
It depends. I mean, I was impressed with how quickly they were able to react to the situation and get up toward middle with confidence, considering that I was mentioning how they had no information in that previous round. Came to the one-on-one that I'm speaking about 2 rounds ago when Adren obviously lost that one-on-one with Flusha, but if they had that sort of commitment and that sort of plan off the start of it, there's no reason why they can't start to take more mid-control, because both teams have been quite passive on this.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, the buys have not come in just yet. It's only Elise has purchased the AK, so they will be going for this, of course.
Yeah, they've got 6950 on Nitro, and Kusta's going to be on an AWP as well.
We did see Nitro AWPing on the first half there.
Yeah, but that was double, secondary. Oh, you're suggesting they go double here?
No, I don't think that's a thing. Just because on T side it's viable on some maps. The thing is, if you get the bomb down here on Mirage and you have 2 orbs, it can be very difficult to hold off, especially if TT's flashing through and like molotoving every single position, and there's lots of smoke being chucked on the bombers being diffused as well. You need to have that spray potential coming in. 1 orb's fine, double orb on the T side of Mirage can be very problematic.
Oh, here we go, unpaused.
Indeed.
I mean, the only situation where it's like, if it's a perfect default plant, not many people left alive. You have 1 at Palace, 1 at A-Man. That's the only time I can see double op working in a post plant. And that's a bunch of ifs. So it is going to be the single. Kusta's bought fully into it to bring his out. Full Kevlar, full smoke. 1 smoke. Full smoke, Henry. He didn't buy a half smoke.
Full Kevlar smoke. We'll go with that. Well, here we go then. This is a interesting approach from Liquid. 3 players towards that Palace area. Very quickly as well. It's going to be Nitro going for that first pick. It's unorthodox for sure. He actually got out as well. Undetected so far. Not taking any damage.
Nade in though. That's going to do damage to Nitro. He wants to fight forward. That Molotov forces him out, and Kusta hits the shot. Brilliantly done. Well coordinated from Team Liquid, but still no smoke out toward that CT position. Nitro's just going to fend him with a flashbang, but it doesn't bloom in time, and that allows JW the shot. Bomb gets planted, but they don't have any more smokes to throw in that position. Actually, I take that back. Kusta does have one, but he's not going to be able to face just to throw it. He's inside a Palace. He can't do anything about this. Nade in from Hiko will do further damage, but Flush has spotted it coming. He puts himself as far back into the corner as possible to double face him. Now, this buys a bit more time away from the bomb. And knowing this, Elise and Kusta don't need to face, but Elise is so low in behind this firebox.
Bomb ticking away now. Crims does find the kill on towards Hiko, but I don't think they have a chance here. Dren does surely finish this thing off here, but it's going to be 1 versus 2. The bomb is so far gone now, and there it is. It's going to be Adren just about holding on. It does explode. Liquid do find round number 12 there, so very interesting approach from Liquid. It took the pause and worked out what's the best way we can actually get onto this A bomb side. We saw it before when they did the fast approach. It seems like Fnatic weren't really ready for it as well. They sent 3 players towards B, potentially going to be pushing off towards short, and then Liquid know if they do act quickly, they can actually get towards the site, and actually you'll be a long retake coming in from Fnatic there. Exactly what happened. It was Nitro going in first. They found the first kill, locked things off with the flashbangs, and then once the bomb got planted as well, it was a very difficult retake for the Swedes. And we go to round number 25. It's not the greatest buy for Fnatic either. You can see a Max 7 comes out, 4 rifles, no orbs, 1 kit. They have got utility, but still a massive opportunity for Liquid here. If they win this round, it breaks the economy of Fnatic completely, and then there's a chance, Matt, of taking the second map here. A very strong chance of that.
Kusta and Elise playing passively, waiting for this push at the top of middle. Definitely has a chance. Fenton's the one inside a connector. Flusha playing from Catwalk is putting his attention onto middle. He's already at the corner, in fact, facing down Cat, so we see it on screen. But it's Adren and Nitro that are going to go face JW inside of the B side. He was jumping, does again. Nade out. Throw it the other direction as well. Won't do any further damage. Slight on the Nitro as he comes back in. 8 to be exact, Henry G. That's 2 less fingers than you have, in case you wanted to count them.
I'm trying now. Yeah, I see how that works. It's a good system you've got there.
Thank you.
Anyway, 45 seconds, and it looks like Liquid will make their way towards the A site here. 2 smokes remaining. Most teams will throw it towards the jungle and the steps and flash over and see if they can stick together. Just positioning themselves now. Going to be doing those smokes by the looks of things as well. Dennis waiting in shadow. We have got Crims. He's out of the M4. And Wenton waiting towards the connector area as well. Here comes a play now. Smokes go over, followed by the flashbangs.
Eco, though, he's going to get caught by one of his own team flashbangs. Good thing, though, Elige is able to wrap around the corner quickly and find Dennis in the shadow. It's the off angle, though, from Crims. Picks up 2. It's traded evenly as Flush is going to take down Elige. This puts Adren in a position where he has to plant the bomb. Fnatic still with a man up. They're going to bait this out, wait the time, and Adren. Oh, great shot on the Flush. He's trying to get back to Tetris into the default, catches him peeking out. Now they've got a chance into this. Unfortunately, he's caught sandwiched, though, and that means Venton, so long as he can bypass Eco, could be able to easily get this kill. It's exactly what's going to happen. Goes down and no! Misses it! He couldn't change the axis. He was already looking straight down, but JW clutches it with a shot.
Very interesting clutch there. Looked like Liquid almost got away with that one. That kill towards Sandwich, almost guaranteed towards Fnatic. Somehow it doesn't happen, but JW steps up in the 1 versus 1. Very low HP for the remaining terrorists there, so difficult for him to actually do anything with it, but it's such a huge round. As I said, if Liquid were to win that one, it was going to actually break the economy of a Fnatic, but it turns out it's the other way around. Now Liquid do have to take the eco here. They get the bomb planted. It helps them out a little bit, but you can see it's about 2,900 average, and they're going to be working out how they approach the situation. Oh, is this a... Okay, it's just a partial buy. I was going to say, they're going all in here. But just going to be partially investing into it. Hiko quite considerably. He goes down to 750. He's gone for Tech-9 head armor. And looks like an AX2 coming in. Just trying to get the bomb down. Obviously with the Tech-9s running through the smokes as well. There's always a small possibility you can win these rounds. Just need that first entry to start opening the floodgates here. But round number 26, Fnatic with the lead now.
Flasha and JW set to play off of each other toward the B site. No aggression this time, as has been the case in so many rounds for Liquid. Adren's actually falling back. It's going to be an A set default with these pistols. They want to try and get a bomb plant quickly, and rather than trying to do smokes inside of the site and having the quick drop on the bomb from Elige out of Palace and go immediately for the safe plant, they are going to try and bring it in from ramp and cross over. That means smoking off CT, obviously, to keep Venton out, but also finding Dennis in this shadow position.
Here come the smokes, and like I said, it's just that first kill with the Tech-9. It's all they need is to have an opportunity, but it's a perfect incendiary. They have to run through this now. Now Dennis is going to be set up, gets the first, and the CT's just going to be locking this down.
Wow, that's the problem. Dennis gets 3 so easily. There's going to be no bomb plant on that alone. So they go for the wall of smokes at the back of the site. The one man forward of them denies everything. Now, I said there'd be no bomb plant. Adren can't find it. He can't get to the spot. He tried. That would have been cheeky.
Yeah, like you said, that could have been pretty impressive had he got it down with 4 players remaining as well. But it's not meant to be this time. It's going to be 14-12 in favour of Fnatic. And had they got that plan down, Matt, that would have actually boosted the money going into this round. They've had to have a real nice buy. Now they need to work out the decision. Do they allow Fnatic to go to series points here? Or they try and force it? They go all in. And it looks like they'll be going for the latter here. Galil's, AKs, Tech-9s. It's a difficult situation, but definitely a possible one. As they will be heading towards the A side once again. 5 players towards this side of the map. Hiko alone towards Palace. They have got smokes and flashbangs, but only 3 of them now. Let's see what they can do here. It's going to be a very similar setup to last round.
Straightforward setup as well. Same setup this time, but with guns. Maybe a difference. Dennis, same position though. Good find. Good read from Liquid. Hiko knows they have to check it this time. They can't go overlook and they can't give up those positions. Now they have a chance to get a bomb down. Nade out though does do decent damage. Kusta and Nitro go low, and therefore through the box, Flush is able to find the shot onto Kusta.
Lancer as well.
Quickly. Oh, I was going to say quickly we got the bomb and go for it. That gets taken down by JW's nade, but thankfully this time the bomb's already planted.
There we go then. 4 versus 3. Liquid to try and hold on with their lesser weapons, the Skills and an AK, trying to stop the swarming CTs from entering the bomb sites. He could have find the first kill, finds JW, and he doesn't find a second as well. Nitro, one of the last players here on the bomb site. Elige went towards the A round. Bomb ticking away. Crims and Flusher on the retake.
Spotted him, definitely shoulder picked him, and knows he's on low HP, can't afford to go for it again. Good read from Nitro. Now he's pulled him away as well. This is buying time and space for Elige, who will get the call that he's away from the bomb. Quick tap out, goes for the face, and Elige does just barely win it out. 37 HP.
Fantastic stuff there. Liquid just about holding on, as you said, and actually picked things into an interesting position now. The money's not fantastic for Fnatic. You can see one player in the form with Dennis. He's got 1,500. Went in on 2k as well, so 3 players could buy. And they're going for it, so this is very back and forth. This is who's going to break first. If Fnatic win this round, it's pretty much GG. If Liquid do, they're almost guaranteed map points. So Lots on the line here as we get to round number 28. Going to be more of a default this time from Liquid. Player towards underpass of Fnatic. He should be getting down here surely, but it's Dennis. He finds the kill. It's an equal exchange, 1 for 1. Matcha could have got that kill. That's pretty much the round tied up. Let's see what the next move is here. I guess in considering the circumstance and the weaponry available, that 1 kill for both teams does favour the terrorists substantially. They've got so much time to play with here to spread the CT thin on both bomb sides. I guess they will be adjusting towards the A side now. Once again, EK towards his palace area, but surely going to check that position where Wenton's sitting.
Has to. It's so common, and they've already been caught off guard by Dennis at Shadow.
Surely.
When it was a reverse situation. You know what? He may not. He may not. Oh, no. That's a huge oversight because now it's an AK dropped and re-grabbed. Crims gets a follow-up kill onto Elige. And it's down to just a Dren and Kusta to try and make this happen. 47 seconds, and they're still looking to this A site.
Man, I thought Hikaru had the awareness there. Always check that position considering they're on the low bar as well. But still, as you said, time ticking away. Kusta and Adren have got smokes to play with as well. Don't need to rush the situation. Just need to work out what they're going to do, where they're going to play those smokes to have the best percentage chance of winning this one. Problem is, probably quite aware someone could be coming in the back, but that's not the case. JW still towards B.
It's still pushed up as well. They've got the information that they're still here. Contact made with Flusha. Smart Molotov. 15 seconds. They've got to go through it. Second one's going to try and flush out Benton, who goes for the face. Good kill from Kusta, but it's down to the one-on-one. AK grabbed rather than the Galil. And JW still coming over from jungle. So did get there in time before it got isolated. There was no chance for the plant.
Well, it's series point map, and after winning the last round, they only get 1400 going into number 29. They're only going to have Tech 9s. They're not going to have much utility whatsoever. They need to work out what's going to be more beneficial to them. The armor or the grenades. Looks like they've gone for the armor. Just 1 smoke available and some flashbangs. That's it. Looks like the B rush, the YOLO play, the Hail Mary. They're going straight in, not delaying things whatsoever.
No reason to delay, but this does mean Flush is going to be in a fine position to pull back from Catwalk. He didn't even make it to mid yet, and look at the result. He's already got 3 now kills and a massive amount of damage onto the 2 remaining. Jump shot JW. Venting closes it 16-13, 2-0 as Fnatic send Liquid back toward North America. They will not go forward into London, whereas Fnatic will join NIP as the advancers from this group.
Yeah, very impressive stuff from Fnatic. To be fair though, you have to tip your hat towards Liquid. After getting so crushed on Cash, they come back fighting on Mirage. They were 5-0 down in the first half, man. To come and bring us such a close scoreline with so many back and forth situations and many big clutches coming in from Fnatic as well. That could have gone either way towards the end, and you have to feel a little bit gutted for the guys there, but still admirable. And we had our doubts going into this one whether Liquid could even bounce back and give us a decent game, but that was one of the best matches I've actually seen this tournament. I was actually very impressed with that.
Yeah, and I mean, considering they were down 5-0 at the start, like you said, they had a couple rounds that slipped away. To be fair, that's kind of one of the things that we talked about, though. You make mistakes against Fnatic, you're going to pay the price, and, you know, there's the gun round, obviously, with JW inside of the checker room, and then again on Catwalk when Nitro right here, this exact moment, Flush it turns back and gets him. Really costly in the end.
Well then, that's going to be it. We'll send it over to the analyst, but it's going to be 2-0 in favor.
Done in 2, Fnatic do find that spot in the semi-finals, and they'll be happily waiting until Saturday. That'll be when they'll be playing their next game, guaranteed to face off versus G2. Yanko, Blue, you kind of predicted it. You said it was going to look good for Fnatic, and Liquid, despite having, you know, well, their full roster starting to look a bit more comfortable, some individuals stepping up, didn't seem quite enough versus the European beast that is Fnatic.
Honestly, I was positively surprised by Liquid after that rough start. Fnatic was up 5-0. Yet again, I thought this is
you
where
again.
I thought this is where it all crumbles for Liquid, right? That it's going to be another cruising T-side victory for Fnatic, but they proved me wrong. That's when they started getting their economy going. They got the AW double AWP setup. They were aggressive towards ramp, and they started racking up some rounds on the CT side. And it was a really good showing from Liquid. It was a 16-13 game, and you have to take into account that Fnatic won both pistols as well. So Liquid had to grind their way back into those halves.
And you can see the man, of course, without the name on the back necessarily, Wenton, who has actually, he's had a couple of incredible shots, a couple of eye-catching plays, and an individual that I'm sure we'll be seeing a bit more of in the scene.
Overall, throughout the group stage, yeah, Wenton's had a very respectable performance, especially in those first couple of games too. It was quite crucial to shutting down a couple of the rounds for his team, and especially in this game too. So he's definitely done his job quite well and is fitting in pretty nicely as the fifth man for the time being of Fnatic.
But just kind of coming back to what Janko said, sorry for kind of deviating from your point, but you're right. Liquid on Mirage, look, it almost for a long period of time, especially towards the closing moments, that looked like we were going to be seeing a third map. I mean, it was a couple of individual plays, a couple of key rounds, putting that in the hands of Fnatic, right?
I mean, there were a lot of clutch rounds towards the end, right? You could see that Liquid was able to get their way into the bomb sites, and then, when it comes to clutch rounds, of course, there's always teamwork involved, but there's also up to the individuals, right? Who is going to step up for which team? We saw that one round where Adren had some crazy flick shots, and Hiko was left with 1 HP. It was going back and forth all the time, but I mean, in the end, Fnatic managed to prevail, and it is mostly because they have been playing really solid individually. But you have to point out Nitro on the side of Liquid, especially on the CT side. After they had that bad start initially, he stepped it up, being that B player, the anchor. He was actually picking up the op. I know you asked me in the green room, well, why is Nitro picking up the op and not the Dren, because Kusta had the first one. It's because he is the B player, right? So they figured out that Fnatic goes for these defaults, they spread around, try to get picks. We saw that crazy shot from Renton onto Hiko, I think it was, who was just jump spotting towards B app, so they thought they can break that default with AWP picks.
A parallel to be drawn perhaps with their Dust 2. We said it already as well. Nitro was taking the AWP on B. The less favoured site on the CT side seems to be Nitro's domain now. He just takes the AWP and tries to hold it solo. So we'll see if that's a viable strategy. It's not something we see everyone employ.
I mean, it's more due to positions than to the player itself, right? It's like when way back we saw MBK pick it up at times when he was playing B bomb sites, because he reads the situation, he thinks it's a good decision for him to make, that he will able to get the kills, not because he's an amazing AWP player.
I wasn't saying that. No. I was just suggesting he was in the right position. Yeah, absolutely.
You're right.
Roger that. And I mean, I was just making sure I hadn't said something silly.
No, it's okay.
Okay, just clarifying. Just making sure.
It's not like when you said Smith's played it.
Hey man, don't let that haunt me. I was tired, it was in Spain, and I'd had some sangria. But let's go ahead and kind of close out on this. I don't want to get too hung up on this. The departure of Liquid. Let's kind of just put a couple of final nails in their coffin for the Pro League finals. Blue, they came into this one, safe to say, the hot favourite for North America. North America.
Yeah. Fairly safe to say. I think Cloud9 took a little bit of their heat away, considering the performance they had last weekend over at Austin, but once we saw the matches actually start, Liquid still looked to be the better team overall, as the way that they play as a 5-man roster and the way that they actually strategize themselves on a map. That's where Cloud9 is still extremely basic. The one thing where I'm still a little disappointed with Liquid is that, like, and this is an overall thing that probably isn't going to change, but like it's sort of what Kusta has been turned into now that he's joined this roster. Back when we saw him on Enemy at the time and now known as Selfless, he was like a much more of a prevalent force in making sure the team was able to succeed, and he didn't really have any problem going for these much more aggressive plays and just getting himself out there onto the field. Now, ever since joining Liquid, they've reverted him, and I think this was more of a team decision trying to mold him into this much more passive style. They sort of bust him out when it's needed, and I feel like we don't see him performing as well as we could because of that style change. I feel like he would be more comfortable in the way he was playing on his last team, and I feel like it would be a huge boost to the team if we saw him shifting to that style.
Maybe a bit of best of both. I mean, I know he's been previously praised for his passive style of AWPing as well. So, yeah, perhaps a best of both for Kusta into the growth period of Liquid. And the same story we touched on with Cloud9. Of course, both teams now out. North America has fallen, and they will not be present in the semi-finals. Same can't be said for South America. And we can go ahead and show all of those semi-finals and how they got there with the bracket. Start with Group A, so you can see just how that first group did go down. You can see where we started and now where we finished. G2 having one of the most comfortable rides they've had in an awfully incredibly long time to the semi-finals. You can see their route there, besting the Brazilians and Optic in 2 best-of-1s, and now they chill. However, I say chill, we have seen them in the warm-up area. They have been here since the early afternoons, all 6 of them sitting down playing and scrimming as best they can with the resources here in Leicester. And you can see alongside that the absence of Astralis struggling to beat Luminosity in a best-of-3 due to a crazy turn of events. Optic versus Luminosity was just, I mean, gents, it's safe to say that Luminosity had a lot to prove after that battle versus the Danes.
Yes, and they did not impress, to be honest. You know, they did beat Optic, which was expected, but you know, they showed some messy play, and as we already touched on it, they really have to improve on that and show some more discipline in their play in the semifinals against NIP.
And of course, they're your second pair of semi-finalists, NIP and Fnatic. Look towards NIP. You will never forget that Dust 2 game, or at least especially as a Liquid fan, you will definitely not. They'll be haunting your nightmares for a while. But NIP, a double overtime victory over on Dust 2, putting them in that winners match, which they did, of course, succeed in versus Fnatic. Fnatic then forced into the lowers and managed to proceed to make things look easy versus the North American team you did just witness, of course, across the first 2 maps. Easy for Fnatic, and despite running on, well, not the ideal 5, they have managed to make it happen. They will be present in the semi-finals. They'll be present in London. Will you be present in London? That is
Yes.
the question. I know you guys will on the desk, but if you guys at home are interested in being present here in London, you can do that. Of course, that is the semi-finals laid out, the playoff bracket. You can see who will meet who. I mean, NIP Luminosity semi-final, that will be insane. And that will, of course, be available for you guys as an audience member. If you are local to London or local, just generally, I mean, let's be honest, this is the UK. Everything's kind of local. Hop in your car and go for a drive. Because I tell you what, I was in Austin, Texas, and you start to realize that I used to live on a little island. So yeah, it's basically local. If you're in the UK and watching this right now, there's still some tickets available, so do be sure to head over to the website. I think it's proleague.com/CSGO. So head over there, and hopefully we'll see you on Saturday. It's going to be a weekend of CSGO, 2 semi-finals and a grand final with the world champions present. Of course, ex-world champions Fnatic just secured their spot. It should be a fantastic time. So you go ahead and check that out. This has been the second day of the Pro League. We're going to take a little cheeky day off now. Going to go explore London. I might show you to the London Eye. He's never been to England before. So hopefully he's going to get a good view.
I mean, he is only 12, so
God
not
damn
much.
it.
Yeah, okay.
Not much places he could
I'll
have
take you on the
visited by
roller
now.
coaster, and I'll show you, I don't know what, but the big red buses, whatever else London has to offer.
The changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace.
That's a good one.
That's where I was when I was 13 in London.
Oh, so you know it a little bit more. Maybe Yanko can do the tour. Anyway, we're having some fun. It has been a pleasure, and we hope to see you on Saturday, where the 2 semi-finals will be played out in the O2 Arena in London. See you then.